your head on my shoulder.
Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be doing kind of like a sit down talk. I'm going to be talking about some advice on what to do when you're feeling low, when you're feeling sad, when you feel those negative thoughts. So if you want to go ahead and keep on watching and subscribe. Let's do this. So I was getting a lot of suggestions on what to do when you're having negative thoughts. Like, it can be about yourself, it can be about the situations that you're going through. And so in this video I'm just gonna kind of be like breaking down what I do to help me when I'm feeling, when I'm like in a low place. So let's do it. What I do first is I pray. I'm a very spiritual person. I don't consider myself religious. I don't say, oh yeah, like I'm this religious person, because I'm not religious. But I do have my faith in God. I do believe in Him, and I think the first thing that I always do when I'm just feeling low is praying, because God has everything in control. I mean, there's things that I can't control, and I've learned, excuse my nails guys, they're really ugly right now, this quarantine. Anyways, getting distracted. What was I saying? Brain fart. Damn, I lost my train of thought. This is what I get for getting distracted. I'm not gonna lie though, I look kind of cute today. I did my makeup and I did this new thing with my lips. Okay, stop it. Yes, going back to when I'm feeling low, I like to pray. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So I've had to learn that I can't control everything. Okay, at the end of the day, there's things in your life, there's situations in your life that you just can't control. Like, say, let's just say, Lord forbid, like we got in a car accident, but it was a person's fault. Like, we can't control that the car accident happened. You know what I'm saying? That's probably a really horrible example, but there's just some things in our life that we just simply can't control, and only God can take control of that. Whatever, like I said, whatever you guys believe in, respect to that. But I have my beliefs in God, and I believe in Jesus Christ, and that He's our Savior, and He died for our sins. So I think if anybody understands what you're feeling, it's definitely gonna be God, because He sent His only Son to die for us. I'm gonna be a preacher right now. Let me just preach a little bit. He sent His only Son to die for us, and Jesus feels that pain, because there was people that didn't believe in Him, that didn't believe that He was the Messiah, that he was just a prophet. And like I said, we're not gonna go on religious views or whatever, but just as an example, I feel like anybody who understands you is gonna be God. So that's what I mainly love to do, is I love to pray, and I just cry, and I'm like, Lord, like, there's this situation in my life right now that I just simply can't do it. But I know that You've given me the strength, and You've given me the courage to continue pushing through. And that's what you always have to have in your mind, is that you can do it. Don't tell yourself, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. Because when you get into that mentality and saying, oh, I can't do it, you're not going to be able to do it, because you're in this negative mindset. Secondly, start changing the way that you think. I know that's easier said than done, because I used to be like, no, like, this is not gonna happen, like, I'm not gonna get this job, like, it's whatever, like, I give up. Like, I was at a point where everything that I was trying was not good enough. Well, I mean, to me, I thought it wasn't good enough. Obviously it was good enough, but it just felt like that at the moment. It felt like I was trying, but then the way that I was trying wasn't good enough. It wasn't hard enough. And that can bring you down, because then you think, well, if nothing is working out in my life, then why should I even try? So then those thoughts of self-doubt start to come in. Those like, oh, I'm worth nothing. Oh, I suck. Like, I can't do anything. You gotta start changing the way that you think, because if you sit here and you say, well, I didn't do this right, so I'm not gonna do anything else right in life. That's just how it's gonna be. You gotta change the way you think. Third thing that I love to do when it comes to when I'm feeling low, sometimes I'm really feeling super low to the point where I can't even like write, but I love to write. I do poems, I write in my journals. Excuse me. I was gonna do a poetry slam this week, but the poems that I have are a little too personal, so I don't want to share those. So I'm just gonna keep that to myself. So, but maybe like next week I'll do another poetry slam. But we'll see how I'm feeling, because these poems, sis. Let me just say, I had like 4 glasses of wine last Sunday, and sis, yeah, I'm gonna keep those poems to myself. But yeah, so going back to, taking care of your mental health, I like to write, or I like to draw. But sometimes when I'm feeling low, like I don't have the motivation to draw, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna draw this. It's like with me, when I get to drawing, like I have to go into the mindset and say, okay, this drawing's gonna look good, like I'm gonna do a good job. If I'm saying here like, oh, I feel low, like let me try, it's not like, I feel like it's not gonna come out right. I hope I'm making sense. But basically, if I don't have a right mind, like a positive attitude when it comes to like drawing something, I'm gonna feel like I suck, and then I'm just gonna like give up and just throw it away. So we don't do that over here, babe. We just make sure that when we draw, we're in a good mindset, we feel positive, or at least okay to, draw something. But yeah, that's like a little extra thing when I'm not feeling super low, and I'm just like, okay, let's do something, to keep my mind, fresh, and keep it going, and stuff like that, if that makes sense. I blabber so much, and sometimes I like hear myself talking, I feel like it don't make sense, but hopefully you guys understand me. Fourth thing, I mean, I know right now, since we're in quarantine, we can't really go out. There's like not really much things to do but be inside, because that's all we can do. But in circumstances where you feel like your environment is the one that's kind of like really bringing you down, because at one point in my life I was like that. Like, I love my family and everything, and I'm not, trash talking about them, but I just felt like they weren't understanding me, and they weren't getting like what I was going through. Like, they just didn't understand. And they would try to understand, but then like when they would try to understand, like they wouldn't say the right things, and then it would turn into arguments, and everybody would just be all, all fucked up and all that stuff. But I feel like if you really feel like your environment isn't healthy, go out for a walk. Like right now we can go out for walks, but we can't, hang out with friends. Go out for walks, take a drive. Like only if you feel like, okay, I can drive. If you can't drive, then take a walk. Or also another big thing is have a support system. That's super, 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 super duper duper important. You have to make sure that you have people around you that you can go to. Like, if it's your mom, if it's your best friend, if it's your sister, whoever. I promise you that the people that are around you, they care more about you being okay, right? And I know that sometimes we can feel like we're a burden, but I promise you they would rather you call them than you stay isolated and suffering all alone. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy way to help our mental health. Usually when I'm going through my things, I like to isolate myself, but then I remember, oh, I have my bestie, or I have my my sisters, Shayla and Tyler. I can talk to them, or I can talk to other people that I know that are gonna listen to me, that are gonna get me. And that's the beauty of having a support system, is that like, no matter what you're going through, no matter what the circumstances are, they're gonna be there for you. You know what I mean? So just make sure you do have honest people in your life. We don't want them fake motherfuckers. Make sure that the people that you go to are people that you trust, people that you feel comfortable with, because sometimes, like for me, for example, I love my mom and everything, but there's some things that I can't really explain to my mom that I can't explain to my bestie, So having a support system is super, super important, because there's so many people out there who feel so alone, and who feel like they have nobody to talk to, and they feel like that nobody understands them, because I felt like nobody understood me. And even though like the people that you're close with, they might not understand you, but they're there for you. And that's what's important, is that that people are going to be there for you to support you. I'm looking over here, and then I'm looking at my camera, so hopefully I don't look retarded. But anyways, oops, sorry, I shouldn't. Okay. Yeah. So having a support system, finding anything that can help you, that can help your mind, that can help you not be in such a negative space. I know it's, like I said, it's easier said than done, But your environment does take a big toll on that too. If you're living in a, you know, in a house where your family's toxic, like, all you're gonna receive is toxicness. I don't even know if that's a word, but you're gonna feel like you're trapped. You're gonna feel like you're dying inside. But maybe sometimes we believe that our families can be toxic, but then maybe sometimes our family just don't get us. And if we just talk to them, you know, they maybe might understand us. But most cases that doesn't really happen. But like I said, just knowing that you have that support is super, super important to getting your mental health right. And, you know, when I was in my, you know, my lowest times, you know, everybody was like, you have to get up, like, you're lazy, like, you don't want to do this. Like, I was unemployed for 3 years. I was like this 3 years. 3 years. I was why am I doing that? I was self-employed. I was self-employed for self-employed. I meant to say unemployed. What is wrong with me? I cannot talk. I've been unemployed for 3 years. I just recently got a job. But it was hard because I felt like I couldn't work around people. I couldn't, you know, like, stand to be around people because it would give me so much anxiety, because I have social anxiety. And so when I'm around too many people, it's like it just freaking freaks me out. I'm like, I can't do this. But yeah, I was unemployed. I keep saying self-employed. Sweetheart, you're unemployed. You're unemployed, not self-employed. Says somebody. I think that wine is still in me from last night because a girl was drinking. No, but I'm just kidding. Yeah, so anyways, I was unemployed for 3 years. It was very hard. It was very hard for me because, you know, my family was like, oh, you need to get a job. Like, you need to get a job. And I'm like, I know I need to get a job, but I can't. Now, here's the thing. If you tell yourself you can't, you can't. You can't. You have to tell yourself that you can. And for me, like, how I was able to finally get a job was because I have these 2 amazing girls at my house. I'm in the process of trying to adopt them. But yeah, that's a whole nother story. That's a little private story. We're not going to talk about that. But that kind of pushed me. I feel like God, you know, brought them in my life, in my, you know, my family's life, to help me get motivation back. And I know, like, you have to find motivation within yourself, but, like, I was really at a low ass point, to the point where I was like, there's like nothing to fight for. Like, I didn't have it in me to fight for myself anymore, because I was like, what's the point? Like, you know, nothing's going right. But like I said, I was in that mentality that, oh, nothing's going right, so fuck it, I'm done trying. And yeah, like, maybe one example, I remember I was applying to Make-A-Wish Foundation, which is that foundation that helps kids that have, like, an illness, like a, what is that word? Like an illness that you know, it goes to, like, when you die. Why can't I speak? I get nervous and then, like, I'm like, it helps with kids that have like a chronic illness, like, it leads to, you know, death. And it was for a bilingual administrator, like, customer service, something like that. And I was okay, God, like, if this job is for me, like, let's do it. I'm gonna, you know, apply for it. Let's go for this. Let's do it. And I got a call for the interview, like a phone interview, and I was like, okay, good, this is a good sign, like, okay, like, I got this. And then when I was on the phone, you know, having my interview, I was going through, and I was like, fuck, because I'm very hard on myself. Also, I feel like if you're super, super hard on yourself, that can also bring your mental health down, because if you say, oh, damn, I suck, like, I'm this and that, it can really bring you down. And after that interview I had, I was just like, you know, talking shit about myself. I was like, I'm so stupid. Like, why would I say that? Why didn't I, you know, why? I would always say, why? Like, why didn't I do this right? Excuse me. Or why didn't I say this? Oh, they're probably not going to call me. And then about a few days later, I got an email saying I didn't get the job. Now, in that moment, I was devastated, because I was like, damn, like, I was really trying. Because on the 3 years that I was unemployed, I was applying to places, you know what I'm saying? And I was applying, and, you know, sadly, you don't get a job just like that, you know, unless, you know, you're fucking superwoman and you're amazing. I mean, some people can, but I didn't. But I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like, God lets things happen for a reason. And this was, you know, this was for me to realize, hey, like, I have it under control. Like, relax, take a breather. Just let me take control. And that's when I realized, I was like, okay, I didn't have the control to get the job, right? Like, I can't go in the people's head and be like, hey, you're gonna give Ruth the job. No, I didn't have the control. I had the control to try to do my best, you know, in the interview. But at the end of the day, I didn't have the control to be like, hey, you're gonna get, like, this person's gonna give you a job here. You know, if you guys know what I'm saying. So it crushed me, but then, you know, like I was saying, I have these two girls here now. And it helped me to bring back motivation to myself and say, okay, now it's not just me. Because I that's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, when it comes to me, I don't even, like, you know, I don't want to say I don't care about myself. But I was, you know, at that point that I didn't care about myself. I cared more about what other people were going through in my life than me. And sometimes when, you know, you have somebody who's going through, you know, stuff that they need to, you know, they're going through, and you love this person so much and it, like, mentally drains you, but at the same time you're trying to, like, keep it together for them, but then you can't even keep it together for yourself. So it's like you bring yourself more down, and it just, like I said, it brings your mental health down. It just brings it down. So you gotta learn. The last advice I can give is that you have to learn how to put yourself first. And even to this day, I still don't put myself first, but I'm still learning. I'm learning, and I accept that I don't put myself first, because I feel like if I do, then it's gonna make me super selfish. And I just, like I said, I start to, like, talk bad about myself, and then I start to be negative, which is not what we want. But it's super important to put yourself first, because if you cannot help yourself, how can you help somebody else? If you can't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? Just think of it that way. And then another way that my therapist would tell me, like, to stop talking so bad about myself is look in the mirror, or act like you're talking to your bestie, your best friend, or your or your mom, or whoever. Are you gonna be saying those mean things about yourself to, you know, your bestie or your mom or whatever? No, right? So that's another strategy that you can do if you're, you know, if you're having, like, those negative thoughts about yourself and feeling like you're not worth it and you feel worthless. Just say, hey, bestie, I wouldn't say you're worthless. You're amazing. You've got this. You're worth it. You can fight for, you know, you can fight for yourself. You have the courage to do it. Just start speaking positive things into your life instead of negative. Manifestation is very real. If you sit here and say, oh, I'm not gonna get the job, you're not gonna get the job. But if you sit here and say, I'm gonna get the job, I'm gonna try so hard, and if you don't, it's fine. It's like when we're climbing rocks. You trip, but you keep going. You keep climbing. You keep fighting. You may have some scratches, some bruises, but at the end of the day, when you get to the top, it's a beautiful thing, and that's all that matters. So I hope this helped you guys, you know, I hope this helped you guys alleviate yourselves and make you guys feel like, oh, you know, there's somebody out there who understands me, because trust me, I do. And like I said, when I was going through my things, I feel like nobody understood me, but trust me, guys, there are so many people out there who are going through the same thing as you are. Like, you never know, like, people are suffering, you know, in silence, and it's so sad, because then it leads to suicide. And if only they had, you know, if only they felt like they had the support, if only they just, you know, talk to somebody. And like I said, it's so hard, because sometimes you feel like nobody understands you, and you feel like you're alone. And like I said, I've been there. I've felt that, and it's a feeling that I don't wish upon anybody. I never wish anybody to feel worthless or feel, you know, like they're not them. And it's just because it's just a horrible feeling lost, feeling like you don't belong, feeling like you're worth nothing is the worst feeling ever, and I don't wish it upon anybody. I don't. Not the ones that I love, not even the people that have done me wrong. I don't wish that hurt upon anybody, because it's the worst feeling ever. But all you can do is just have hope and have faith in yourself. Just have faith in yourself and say that you can do it. You got this, and you're gonna be okay. Sorry guys, I don't mean to get emotional, but I just want people to know that it's gonna be okay, and that you're not alone, and that if you ever feel alone, just talk to somebody, or like message somebody on, like, there's so many hotlines that you can call, or just, you know, like I say, I always say this, message me. Like, I have my Twitter, I have my social media open for a reason. If you guys ever feel alone, like, message me, because I'll be there, you know. I'll be there for you, I'll be there for anybody that I love. Just know that you're not alone, and that everything's gonna be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to look for help. Like, you're not crazy, you're not stupid for wanting to help yourself. You know, if anything, that's a big step, because you're accepting that you need help, you know. And that, for me, that was hard, because I used to be like, oh, like, if I go get help, like, it made me feel weak. It made me feel like oh my god, like, I'm asking for help, like, what's wrong with me, you know. It made me have those thoughts. But then I said no. Like, I had my support system, which was my bestie and Tyler, my sister. They would say, no, like, you need, you know, if you feel like this is gonna help you, like, go out for it. My bestie has been there for me, like, throughout the whole way. Like, you know, I was, you know, I've been everywhere. Like, I've done therapy. Ooh, my eyes, girl. And I just did my makeup. We're not gonna ruin my makeup today, guys. But I've been to therapy. I've had like 3 different therapists. I've been on medication. I've been to, like, group therapy, and I've been to a mental hospital. I've been through it all, but at the end of the day, the one thing that I can say that helps me is my faith in God, and always believing in Him, and believing in myself, because God brought me here on this earth for a reason, you know, and I always have that in the back of my head. I know my purpose is to help people, because I've always done that. Even since I was, like, in elementary, I've always been, like, the go-to person. Obviously, some people, you know, maliciously would use me, but, sorry guys, my child, these big fluffy lashes. But, yeah, I was always, like, the helper, I guess you can say. But, you know, I've always helped people with my heart. Like, I never did anything, I never expected, and I never do expect anything back from people. Like, I'm never one, okay, I helped you, so now you're gonna do this. No, like, I'm not that type of person. Like, if you do me wrong, God bless you, hope you're having a great time, you know, whatever, because I believe in karma. I'm not even gonna lie, I believe in karma. Let karma handle you, let God handle you, and that's on that. But I don't like to sit here and hold grudges, but at the same time, like, I can forgive, but I don't forget. And sometimes when people have done me wrong, I have those feelings of, like, anger, because it's like, okay, you did me wrong, and, you know, everybody, you was there talking all the shit, and you know, everybody was there for you, but who was there for me when I was going through my pain? Like, who asked me, you know? But that's for a whole nother video. We're not going to talk about that here. This is more about mental health. But yeah, I mean, it all just comes back to knowing your worth, knowing that you can make it through. You can do it. You can do it. I can do it. Look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, I can do it. And it's gonna be okay. Period. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys love this video, like it, whatever you guys have feelings of this video, whatever feelings you're feeling of this video. I hope they're positive. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, comment down below what else you guys would like to see. And I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys we're gonna get past through this. We're gonna be okay. I know this quarantine shit is messing up with all of our, you know, heads and mental health, but we're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through it. Stay home, stay safe, take the precautions. If you do go out to, you know, buy your essentials, take the precautions of wearing a mask, gloves, keep yourself protective, and do it for you and do it for your loved ones, because we don't want people to keep dying here, you know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, we got this, guys. Love you all. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Hold me in